All right. We are here for round 4. I am have not lost a game, have not played against a Force of Will deck. Saedrin, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Goblin Lackey everywhere else is a well-known Goblins player. Which means it's also not a Force of Will deck. That being said, I have to mulligan this and I'm losing 2 Karns, so that's really annoying. It almost makes me want to not powder and just put these back in the deck, but that also sounds wrong. God. Powder. Oh, yeah. We're going to keep this. Hopefully we draw some way to make red mana. Aether Vial. That's no good with 3 cards in hand. That is not a way to make red mana. There's actually a question of if I'm supposed to play Mystic Forge or Karn next turn. Karn stops Vial, which is nice. Mystic Forge digs me towards more mana. Karn can also find Lion's Eye Diamond and let me make infinite mana, but then obviously... What's in my exile zone? Because Karn can also get those things too. Huh, okay. So can I... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7. It's not enough. Ugh. Well, I think Karn is the play. It's just a matter of what they do. So let's play Karn and then see what they vial in. Nothing. So do I have a key in exile? I do. So I could get a key and also play Mystic Forge. That seems probably the best. Right, like these don't do it because it's only 1 mana. So let's get a key. I almost think we don't want or need that. Like we're just looking for zeros. That is something. Like, that's actually very reasonable to draw, because next turn it will give us our second red source. Goblin. Matron. What are we getting? What are we getting? That seems really smart. I think it will be a turn too slow, though. So first things first, let's just exile this, see what we get. Second thing second, it doesn't really matter. We're just going to play... Yeah, so this, okay. Let's make some red mana, or some colorless mana rather. Then we'll tutor for Ballista. Okay. So yeah, really, slow, unfortunate start from the opponent. I think game one Goblins doesn't have much against this. I know in the sideboard they often will play Mind Break traps, which makes me wonder how much I want, or if I want any Pyroblasts. I think the answer is yes. Like, they're probably mulliganing towards that sort of thing. We'll always cut one Lion's of Diamond. We'll cut one Karn, Scion of Urza. I don't think this is a board-centric matchup, or I don't think the tokens will be good enough, and I think that he's likely to die quickly before he can plus multiple times. So for that reason, I'm gonna cut him. We'll bring in two. This could be really foolish, but you know, I feel like really the only way they can win against like our fast starts is with my rig trap. So we're just going to sorry, we're just gonna play a little bit around that, and it's not likely that it will all come together the way the plan's drawn up, but they don't have much to stop us anyway. So this is a turn one Monolith. I'll keep this. They're at 6. It's a turn one Monolith, and I think we can play Mystic Forge next turn, even if Monolith gets countered. So it's just what land we want to lead off with. I think the answer is Ancient Tomb, so we don't lose our petal. I think we don't play the Forge this turn just to play around Mind Break Trap, because at that point we are just actually super dead to it. Like, we don't have anything to play around it. All right, yeah. Could have no rod, and then we're boned. But That's what we signed up for. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so if we draw another fast land. Oh, hey. Uh-oh. All right, well, we get one turn with this forage. Ah, God. All right, so now here's the question: do we play out this guide? Yeah, let's do it. See, Abrade's really good here because it will be able to kill the Null Rod. Okay, and we might just... Yeah, okay, that's the game. So bop, bop. Destroy target artifact. Now we red, 1. I'll make a Ballista for 2, and then see if they concede. All right, I appreciate that. So yeah, this deck, I think, as we're getting a sense of for, really is kind of a gatekeeper for what is playable in this format. It's just very consistent. Can play through hate a little bit, and you really need to be playing some sort of interaction deck. You really need to be playing a blue deck, we'll say, to be able to interact with this profitably. Like, even if the opponent was playing something like Sneak and Show or Storm, we do get Pyroblast out of the sideboard to interact with them. So you really have to be all in on stopping what your opponent is trying to do to combat this deck. Obviously, the opponent couldn't know that we had an Abrade on top. And so they took a calculated risk of, developing their board instead of killing the Mystic Forge. It's hard to say if that was correct, because Forge does churn through your deck very quickly. But the thing is, most of the things that you are drawing aren't useful. They're like, useless artifacts or, lands. So I don't really think my opponent made a mistake in playing the War Chief. It just happened that I got pretty lucky to have the Abrade, and then obviously lucky again that the Ballista was on top. Although with infinite mana, you get through your deck pretty quickly with the Mystic Forge. Because the only thing that's stopping you are the 16 lands in your deck, and if you find any of your key effects, you get to untap Forge to keep going again. So obviously this is a very difficult math problem to do, but it's likely that you get very far into your deck and either find a Karn or Ballista. Maybe not more than 50% in one turn, but you know, it's high. If you find the other 4-mana Karn, you can even like plus to reset the top of your library too. Like a well-timed plus. But yeah, that being said, 4-0, 8-0, going into the 5th round, it'd be pretty hot to you know, trophy with a deck that I never played before. Not playing against any Force of Will decks feels nice. I will say the biggest thing this deck misses between like the older versions is the defense grid that you can no longer play now that you're playing Zirda. It would be so funny if they were playing... This is the guy who played round 1. It would be so funny if they're playing Manaless Dredge again. But they chose to play first, unfortunately. What does this hand do? Actually, just nothing. And it has triple Serum Powder, so we're definitely going to powder. I think we are going to take our first non-powder mulligan. No, that's not true. We mulligan in the earlier rounds. I think this one's a mulligan too. It can play a turn 1 Karn, Scion, or Urza, but you kind of shoot your load to do that. Is that even true? Do you even... Yeah, we'll mulligan. And this one has no lands. Yeah, this has to be mulliganed. That's rough. Yeah, this is a powder. What do I want exiled? Probably Key, 1 Opal. We'll just get rid of both keys. That's really rough. All right, keep. We are experiencing the highs and the lows of this deck. Obviously, we don't know quite what they're doing, so... Like, if I knew they weren't a Force of Will deck, I definitely would have kept the hand that played the turn 1 Karn but had no other action going on. Just because that Karn will be able to grind out advantage. As it stands, it feels like maybe they're Sneak and Show, which I think is probably a fine matchup. We'll see. Snapcaster Mage. Huh. Now I have no idea what's going on. Okay, so it's just like the snow control decks from last standard season, which have become unplayable overnight. Thanks, Watsy. We're super dead this round, by the way. Like, we can't even play this. They just turn it into an elk. We could play it and play Karn. Is that what we want to do? Yeah, let's just try it. I think we're so far behind that we just kind of need to... Now, which Karn do we play? Let's just play this Karn. Because then we can plus on their food. And they can't make it an elk. Drat, they had a Force of Will. Who could have seen that one coming? Lion's Eye Diamond looking pretty poor. Let's see how many colors they are. So far, Teamer. We'll see if they have white or black in their deck. All right, I think I just play this Karn. Wow. They've just resolved. I have no idea what to do with it. If I plus and they have a bolt, I just die, so I have to minus. I guess I should have played the other Karn, maybe. I have no idea. I kind of just didn't expect it to resolve. Obviously, I don't know what the opponent has in hand, but yeah, they should definitely just elk there. And I'm just going to let it die. If I find another artifact next turn, the construct gets a little bigger and can actually eat these things in combat. Feels like a hard cast Force of Will. Okay. Ah. All right, well, next turn we'll have a hard cast Force of Will. So yeah. It looks like they're just straight Teamer, which is interesting. I don't think we have any draws that can get us through a Force of Will. Depends what they Force of Will, I guess. Problem is we have to chump with this Zirda. But we can untap all our mana. So maybe like a... like a Basalt Monolith will... or not a Basalt Monolith. a Mystic Forge next turn. Could like find us some good stuff. Who knows? I don't know. Seriously don't know what they could be playing. Hiya. We choose how we go. Yeah, again, there really just no outs for winning there. Okay, so we want all the Pyroblasts and we want the Braid. We'll cut these terrible, terrible lion's eye diamonds. We'll trim a Serum Powder. We'll trim 2 Serum Powders. And then 1 Simian Spirit Guide. That seems reasonable. Okay. And I think we're basically just trying to play a much longer game. So we're not too worried about explosion. So we're just going to be much more liberal with our keeps. At least this is how I assume the matchup goes. I think the little Karn might have been good there if he didn't have a board already. It's hard to say if the original hand we were considering keeping would have won. The answer is probably no. Like, we would have gotten our Karn forced on turn 1, and then, you know, we would have been at the mercy of our draw. I would like to play first. This is still my companion. So yeah, this is kind of what we're looking for. It has a Pyroblast, it has mana, it has some payoffs. I'm going to keep this. Obviously, it's not explosive, but again, that's not really what we're trying to be in this matchup. I think it's going to be turn 1 Mountain, turn 2 Tomb, turn 3 City of Traitors, probably Karn, Scion, of Urza. You know, kind of like we saw last game, if the opponent has a board, this card isn't very good. So playing it out before Mystic Forge seems smart, both so we can, you know, so we can start generating more card advantage and get its loyalty up. Karn also, this Karn in particular, is also really nice against Null Rod, just because it gives us card advantage and creates big creatures, so it doesn't really matter if our artifacts aren't doing things. Second Pyroblast is really nice. It also, I was probably going to fire off the Pyroblast anyway, but it's especially, I'm especially going to fire it off now because I only have 1 red. So I only have 1 red per turn cycle. So I want to convert this Pyroblast and then next turn convert this Pyroblast. Because we don't have any artifacts on the field, I'm just going to plus. Yeah, who cares? Would not Pyroblast that. It just doesn't do enough to pressure this Karn's loyalty. Get out of here. Get out of here with your force of will. Alright, so what did we reveal? We revealed another Karn and another Red Elemental Blast. Yeah, opponent wisely oh, go! Create a food token. That seems unwise, given that I can just grab this red elemental blast and kill your Oko. But that's just me. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with Mystic Forge. See what happens to it. I don't think I want another one of these. I think I'm just looking for zeros. And I will kill this. Now, if he has another Oko, obviously, he could kill this. Maybe that's why he did it. But it seems suspect to me. All right, and then next turn, I'm hoping to go off with this Mystic Forge, and I might just make a construct. Might not, because then this thing will die. Like I mentioned in an earlier match, I might just use this to fiddle with the top card of my library if I don't like it. I think I want to draw the Monolith. I think I'm just going to play it. I'm going to play this for 2. And I will plus here. So we got Grim Monolith or another Karn again. That makes sense. Again, I don't really want this card. This is a great hit. That's also a great hit. Can we go for the kill this turn? No, because we don't have a second red mana. I am just going to... What am I going to do? I think it's just time to start jamming these other Karns. Okay, they've conceded. I definitely don't win exactly that turn, but I can tick down, get like Liquimetal Coating. All right, that went well. I think I just want to run it back. Pyroblasts were great there. Yeah, all right. Let's just do this. Unfortunately, we're on the draw this time, so the opponent gets a little bit of a oomph as far as... They've mulliganed, we will also mulligan. What does this hand do? Kind of nothing. That's brutal. It's gonna be really rough if we I guess I do just have so much mana. Like if I ever find a Monolith. I'm gonna keep this. I don't want to mulligan too far. And I'm trying to play a longer game anyway, so it's, and my deck is so full of mana sources that I think it's just foolish to, mulligan to Oblivion, kind of like we did in game 1. We're just kind of hoping that we draw mana off the top of our deck, but there's a lot of mana in the deck, so it's likely. And we have some payoff, so really all we need is mana. See, there's mana. We got this. All right, I'll start with Opal. I have 3 mana. I'm just going to play this. Next turn we can play, I think again, kind of for the same reason as last time, Karn just is better the longer it sits in play. So I like that more than Mystic Forge. Mystic Forge, like the later you play Mystic Forge is really nice. Oh wow, no lands, so. All right, so now I'm, 1, 2, 3. I think I want to play this, and if they force that, it kind of sucks, but this lets us play Karn this turn without having to sack our Petal. Like, they have no lands, so they definitely have a Force of Will. I think it's fine for us to lose the force on this. This isn't even getting through their brainstorm, so they're still not going to have a land to play. Okay, so that's good. I don't think we play the Zirda and expose it to something like Swords to Plowshares. If they have a Null Rod here, it's super brutal. God, that's so frustrating. So I guess what we're doing right now is we're digging for Abrade. So I'm going to exile the top card of my library. What does Inventors Fair find? Nothing good enough. So I'm going to untap this. Yeah, so rough that 2 of our lands with Great Furnace too. All right, there's an Abrade. Obviously we can't play it now. Yeah, that's so rough. I think we just needed one more turn of this Mystic Forge. We can play 0s and 1s off the top of our deck too, which is nice. Okay, double Null Rod seals it. Okay, that's definitely frustrating, but like you know, kind of like you saw during the league, we just, you know, raffle stomped everyone who wasn't playing a Force of Will deck. So, you know, this deck is a very polarizing deck. It has kind of unlosable matchups, and then it has really tough matchups too. Not sure if there's anything we could have done differently. Yeah. Oh well. Very unfortunate to lose the last round for our trophy match, but it is what it is. All right. Well, anticlimactic, but that's our 4-1. Either way, I hope you enjoyed the deck. It's definitely pretty fun to play when the opponent did not have Null Rod. I think I will definitely find room for a third Abrade in the sideboard. Feels very necessary to beat hate. I'm sure we can cut like Alliance of Diamond or something. Or Pithing Needle. That almost never comes up. But yeah, all right. So that's the deck. Ton of fun. Very polarizing. Not sure if it should exist, but while it's here, we are going to enjoy it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the league. I will be back for more videos in the future. All right. Bye, guys.